Right now I'm at a locally well-known site where animals from the surrounding area like to gather. Why they gather here, we'll be getting to that just in a second. But first of all, we'll start with doing a bit of detective work. Here, and on the game trails surrounding this site, there are lots of tracks, primarily from mammals. So we're going to investigate these tracks and firstly, see what species use this site. So the first track that has caught my eye is this one. This is the largest footprint we'll see here, and it is made by the largest mammal in the Amazon rainforest. This was made by a lowland tapir, and it is an odd-toed ungulate. The clue's in the footprint, as it's got 3 distinct toes. It's a very distinctive footprint. Now right here we clearly have some sort of mini mammal highway. However, there is a particular footprint I can pick out amongst all this mud. An animal that clearly uses this path quite a lot to get to our special site is the peccary. Now a peccary is a small species of wild pig. What's most distinctive about the peccary footprint is the 2 hooves. They're small, and the fact that there's so many of them, all made at roughly the same time, suggests that they are moving as a group. And they're all trying to access the site up there next to my rucksack. So let's get to the main question at hand here. What is this site and why do animals gather here? Well, I'm actually at a kulpa, or more widely known as a clay lick, where animals come here to ingest clay, this mucky, sticky substance. And well, whilst it particularly doesn't look that appetizing to us, it has a huge amount of nutritional benefits for the mammals and birds that ingest it. Now there are several widely accepted theories as to why animals come to clay licks to ingest clay, and one of the most well-known and widely accepted ones is to meet nutritional deficiencies in their diet. Now clay has been tested and has been revealed to be high in minerals such as magnesium, nutrients such as salt. Now salt in particular is a really rare commodity in the rainforest and it's very difficult to get, which is why animals gather here. Salt is vital for a functioning nervous system, and other minerals such as magnesium is vital for functioning muscles, such as heart muscles. So already we can start to understand why animals come here. I mean, healthy diets are important, even here in the rainforest. Another well-received theory is a theory that particularly targets frugivorous animals. That is, animals that primarily eat fruit. And fruit, especially here in the rainforest, can have a really low pH. That means they are highly acidic. Whereas clay, on the other hand, has a very high pH, so it's more alkaline. And it is thought that by eating clay they can help neutralise the high and dangerous levels of acids in their stomach. And in the long term, this protects the animal's immune system and decreases their risk of getting parasites. This can especially apply to birds such as parrots, especially macaws, and we see quite a lot of those around here, and we might see some here when we set up our camera traps. We are now just going to set up this camera, so yeah, let's see what we get. I'm expecting quite a few mammals based on the tracks we've seen, but we should also get quite a lot of birds. There is quite a lot of footprints within the clay and scrapings up against the side, so I'm expecting pretty good things. But anyway, let's set this up and see what we get.
It first began with lots of small parrot species, but then not long after, we were visited by some mammals. The first mammals on the scene were a family of red howler monkeys. Howler monkeys are folivorous, meaning they feed primarily on leaves, which nutritionally is a poor food source, so it is no surprise that they visit this clay lick for extra mineral supplementation. These monkeys are highly vulnerable when on the ground to various predators, so the fact that they are taking such risks to visit this site show how important this clay lick is for their physical health. The clay lick was visited by yet another arboreal mammal, but this time at night, a bicoloured porcupine. When visiting the clay lick at night, we were lucky enough to get a close-up sighting of this elusive and rarely seen mammal. This individual was fully grown, larger than a house cat and much bulkier. Despite supporting some of the best defences in the animal kingdom, being covered in sharp quills from head to toe, they too prefer to be high up in the canopy and fear coming down to the ground. Collared peccaries, as expected, also visited the site several times. On seemingly a daily schedule, a lowland tapir also visited, eagerly chewing at the edges of the clay lick. Despite being huge and bulky in size, they are very rarely seen and are incredibly shy. Their most distinctive feature is their prehensile snout, looking like a stubby elephant trunk. This nose has multiple purposes, including stripping leaves from branches and plucking fruit. It also acts as a great snorkel when swimming. Tapirs are among the first animals to disappear when forests are disturbed by humans, and they are vital for various ecosystem functions such as seed dispersal, spreading of nutrients and maintaining low-lying vegetation. Finding tapirs suggests that forests are in good health or are recovering. Fauna Forever's camera traps also captured another incredibly rare large mammal, a giant anteater. An animal well adapted to ripping apart ant nests with its large claws and capturing them with its long sticky tongue. However, today, this individual has opted for a mud bath. This is a great way to prevent the irritation and bites caused by parasites such as mosquitoes and ticks. So if we protect the forest and its clay licks, we protect the lifestyles and well-being of these animals, and in turn, we maintain a balance of our forests that these animals bring.